Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV and PRTvSpurs, and as you may or may not know, Carabao Cup second round. Fulham 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Fulham 5-3 on penalties go through to the third round of the cup. Joining me to go through the reaction is Mr. Tottenham Tifosi, Sean. Good evening, Sean, and welcome.
Good evening.
And welcome to everybody else in the comment section. Sean, we was very confident before the game. Very, very confident indeed. But I tell you what, when I saw the lineup, and I think I lost confidence. I don't know about yourself, but when I saw that lineup, I lost confidence. You saw the game, like me. Thoughts on the game, please?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit. It's a tough night. It's a tough night. A learning lesson for Ange. You do not make 9 changes. Even Fulham, who rested players, didn't make 9 changes to a team and expect to come through an all Premiership League Cup tie. That was, yeah. I imagine. Well, we'll see in his press conference. I imagine Ange will take that on the chin because he clearly made too many changes. We conceded the game in the midfield.
Yeah, and
his substitutions were too little and too late.
Yeah, do you know what? I agree. I mean, let's have a look at the team. I was surprised. Yeah, I did say he was going to make the changes, and he did make the changes. But for me, the biggest one is Sanchez. I'm sorry, this guy has to leave. No matter, I don't care what other people say. I've already had this discussion on the group. He's got to leave. And if anybody's put a bid in for him now, whoever's put the bid in, we need to get rid of him. Not only does he, some of his defending today and his awareness of his spatial awareness, I think it's, you know what, a schoolboy can do better. And then to miss the penalty as well. We'll talk about the penalties in a minute. But when you saw the lineup, Sean, before the game kicked off, was you worried at all? Did this lineup mean anything to you? Or was you a little bit worried? I'll tell you.
No. As I say, I was immensely worried.
Yeah.
When you make so many changes for a team which is playing really well, I can understand the need to make changes and to see other players, but you change all 3 midfielders.
Yeah.
You change 3/4 of your back line. You change your keeper.
Yeah.
And I wasn't too upset about the starting lineup, but yeah, we learned some lessons about our some of our players tonight, definitely.
Listen, this starting lineup, right? On paper, you probably think, yeah, it's decent. It's not too bad. Just want to welcome everyone in the comment section as well. Please, can I have your thoughts on the game, on the team lineup as well, and who's bearing responsibilities? That first half, Sean, it was like watching. I swear, I'm thinking to myself, is Conte ball back? Is Conte back in the dugout? That was awful.
It's in, you. I'm going to pick my villain of the piece tonight because that was Højbjerg.
Yes.
Højbjerg is Conte ball incarnate. He cannot think to pass forward, and when he passes forward, he drills it at chest height and allows it to be picked off.
Yeah.
Højbjerg needs to go. I would drive him at Old Trafford tomorrow. He was dreadful.
Listen.
And then when you've got that, you've got an underperforming Skippy, and Lo Celso seemed lost out on the left wing. I don't know, what was going on there. And then, it was just creaky it was, the first half was horrible.
It was.
It was like last season incarnate.
Yeah. I don't even think we had a shot on effort anywhere near the goal in that first half. I thought Perisic had a poor game as well. And Højbjerg, it seems like he's making a statement to say, do you know what, you want to get rid of me? Then all right then. Because that shot he had from outside the box, oh my God. And then the other effort where he should have scored. I don't care what anyone says. He should have buried that or passed it or squared it to Scarlett, I think it was, for an easy tapping. But no, he just completely misses the target. I think he's just trying to make a point there to say, do you know what? You want to get rid of me? Well, I'm going to make sure you lot don't get to the next round of the cup. His performance is awful. I think Skip did have a decent game. Mr. I'll convince everyone in pre-season that I'm the man, and everybody got fooled by him. And I told everyone, listen, 1 game or 2 games in pre-season does not make you a player. Today proves my point. He has to go. GLC has to leave. Sanchez has to leave. Højbjerg has to go. Emerson Royal for me today, I don't think he played well. Solomon, I think, is just a freebie or a cheap freebie one that they've just Daniel Levy is saving some money. And I think, as you've always said, Sean, he's just a poor man's or Lucas Moura in disguise. And again today, I think that proved it as well. But in general, I think first half performance was not good enough. I think overall the whole 90 minutes, Ben Foster for me as well. You know what? Why are we not going in for another replacement goalkeeper? Man United are going in for one. Chelsea have got about 400. Every other team is going in for a keeper. We've got a keeper who doesn't dive. You can't go down. We'll talk about the penalties in a minute. He doesn't, you know. Not good enough for me. And this, for me now, we've got 4 or 5 days of the window. If that proves we're not good enough. The squad is not good enough. The first 11 is brilliant, sort of. But the rest, I'm sorry. And I feel sorry for this guy here, Van der Ven. What a performance again today. And then, Sean, we've had this conversation before, haven't we? If Romero or Van der Ven gets injured, we're fucked. We're going to be fucked. Because if Sanchez is coming in as a replacement, I'm sorry, then it's going to be problems. Absolute problems. Go on, Sean. Tell me, talk to me.
It's really not a lot to say. I mean, I'm not on the case of GLC yet because he's not played, and that was his first start of the season.
Doesn't matter, Sean.
It does matter because it's about getting a rhythm. It's about getting a rhythm. You do, when you make 3 changes in midfield, you've not played with those players. You need at least 2 of them to have played with each other in the 3 previous matches. I was all for Maddison all for GLC coming in for Maddison, but I wanted Basuma and I wanted Sarr.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, without Basuma, we are lost. We're not press resistant, and without Udogie, oh God, our left side was just like, you know, it was crying out for dreadful.
Yeah, but the thing is, who does Postecoglou take the blame for this? 100%.
No, he will. I'm sure he will. He's not going to be a Conte. He's not going to put it on the players. He'll take it on board. But
yeah,
I mean, that was a steep learning curve in a competition that we could go deep in or could have gone deep in.
That's what I'm saying.
But it clears up more Wednesday, so we got weeks in between. But you know, as we say, as we found out, the depth of this squad is not good enough.
This is the problem. I mean, he did say he was going to make changes, but I don't think any Spurs fan thought he was going to make that many changes. 8 changes.
9 changes.
9 changes. And like you said, and like everybody's saying in the comment section, against a Premier League team, okay, they made changes. They were slightly better than us, but why you know, my son said to me, Vicario should have come on. We know what Foster's like in penalties. He can't go down. He doesn't go down, right? Why not just bring Vicario on and let's see what he's like? You never know. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Because we had to bring on so many outfield substitutes.
I know.
I mean, you know, you can't. We didn't have the luxury of just bringing on a keeper to take part in penalties. We don't. I mean, I don't know Vicario's record in penalties either, but
no. But
I mean, Forster was dreadful tonight. Dreadful. I mean, he didn't get. I mean, and every stuttering penalty, he just, you know. I mean, I have to say though, in every other football team, there's people around the goalkeeper, and they're saying this player goes this way, this player goes that way.
Yeah.
And he was left on his own.
Yeah.
He was left on his own, not given any instruction. So that's on Rob Birch, who's a goalkeeping coach.
Yeah.
And on Jedniak, who does the opposition analysis. So that they should have been ready for a penalty shootout, and they clearly weren't ready for a penalty shootout. And bad preparation.
And every single penalty went the same way. So even if, you know, as a goalkeeper, you try your luck, don't you, on one of them to say, you know what? Let me just go the other way. Why are you not even trying to go the other way? I'm a goalkeeper. If 3 or 4 penalties have gone down that same side, then I'm going to chance it, because what's the worst you can do? Oh, I'll save it. You know what I mean? But no, doesn't even bother. I think 2 of them were down the middle. So you know what? Oh, it's
a frustration. I'm not gonna dwell on it too much after tonight, because you know it's gone. There's nothing we can do. We can't change it. Anne just learned a lesson. We've learned lessons today that players that we thought might, you know, step up, don't step up. And I'm just, you know, another trophy goes by.
But then is this Ange being? I don't mean it, but is this him trying to be arrogant or cocky to say I can make 8-9 changes against Fulham?
No, I don't think he was being cocky or arrogant. No, right. I don't think so. I think he's hoisted by his own petard. He did say that players who were looking for a game were going to get a game. But even you, I mean, we didn't know the lineup when we did our preview. So was no way we were expecting the amount of changes. And I bet if you had the graphic from the team that you thought we would pick, you know, it would be nothing like what that. Vicario would have played for me. Van der Ven and Romero would have played for me. I would have kept Royal. I might have gone with Bud Davis at left back. I would have had Basuma and Sarr and Lo Celso. I'd have had Richarlison. I'd have tried Solomon and maybe Son.
Yeah. This is it. That's right. You know, but wow, what a rude awakening that is for Postecoglou. He's absolutely going to get obviously hammered. I mean, them fans again today were fantastic. Let's have a look.
Oh my God, the fans in the stadium were absolutely brilliant. It was like a home game.
Yeah. 100%.
And again, they've been let down by players.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look. Jews Nuts is saying here, that loss is on Ange. Too much change for fielded team. Sub should have come on at half time. Saw skip and then 3 more on the 60-minute mark. Son, Maddison and Basuma. It was a woeful first half performance, right? Absolute woeful. Do you think he should have made at least 2 subs at half time?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, in retrospect, certainly change need to be made at half time. I was surprised. Believe it or not, I was surprised that he hooked Lo Celso and left Højbjerg on, because Højbjerg was anonymous in the first half. And absolutely anonymous. Did nothing for us defensively, offensively. And he got the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah.
There are players who got the whole 90 minutes, and I cannot believe that they got the whole 90 minutes.
And what you said before as well, today, it seemed like none of these players have ever played together, because the passing, simple passing, was awful. They weren't finding their players. They were finding Fulham players. They was going for the gaps and they were finding Fulham players time after time.
But do you know, the thing was, it spread like a disease at one point. Did you see that pass from Sarr to Kulu?
Yeah.
On the right hand side.
Yeah.
My God.
I know.
Was that a pass of someone who's, still in development?
And then Sanchez's pass.
Sarr and Skip are still in development.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I mean, no blame attached to Scarlett for that. The scuff that he had to make at the block shot.
He wasn't in the game at all, was he? He wasn't even giving nothing. No supplies.
No, he was like Richarlison trying to thrive on scratch.
Yeah. David Clark. This result is 100% on Ange. He made a statement that he would make changes, but would not pick a player just to give them a game because he wants to win. Then he makes a fool of himself, making 9 changes. I think tonight, if anything, has cemented in Postecoglou's head, some of these players have to go. Sanchez, Højbjerg for me has to go. If that 30 million's on the table, snatch it. If that 9 million from Ren or whoever it is for Sanchez, snatch it. Some of these players have to go. But the problem we've got 39 players in our squad. The problem is we get rid of some of these players. That stingy bastard up top, he ain't getting anyone else to come in. And it's gonna be a problem for Postecoglou. I can see that now. And the other thing, that number 9 position, I don't care what everyone says, 60 million on Richarlison. Man is not going to do anything for us this season. Okay, he scored today, but his touches today, some of his first touches, oh my God, awful. This is a professional footballer. This is a Brazilian footballer. Awful, absolute awful. David Clark. I've never seen worse performances than that of Sanchez and Skip. They were so bad. It was sad to see. Yep. Juice Nuts. First half was like watching Spurs of the last 4 years. Van der Van played well. Even scored. Yep.
In his own net, yeah.
In his own net. Juice Nuts is saying he can't wait for the post-match conference. I think David Clark nails it here. I'm sick of coaches watching a 45 minutes like that, but still send the same team out for the second half. If it was that bad, Angie should have made a minimum of 3 changes at the break. We said that, didn't we? We said that. Juice is saying here, Skip should consider moving on. He's had enough chances. We don't have depth in our squad, but have 38 players in the squad. Christo THFC, I'm sick to my stomach. How can centre-back take a penalty kick? Sean, let me ask you this question. Son took the first pen.
Mm-hmm.
Kulu took the second, right?
Can't remember the order now.
Son?
No, I didn't think Kulu took the second.
Who took the second then? Okay, anyway. Why on earth, and I'm going to swear now, why the fuck is Sanchez coming in to take a third penalty? Seriously.
I don't know. Maddison took the penalty after him.
Maddison took the penalty after him.
And if Højbjerg had any cojones,
yeah,
he's taken penalties in the past and scored penalties in the past.
That's
Where
right.
was he?
Exactly.
Where was he? Hiding.
Yeah.
Hiding.
So why the fuck has he come to take a third penalty? The man's confidence is shot to pieces. He's a shit defender. He can't pass to anyone near him. And then he's been given the penalty to take a third penalty.
No, Maddison should have been at the third penalty.
I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand. Don't be stingy like Enoch. Hit the like button. Please, everyone, if you're watching, smash the like button on PRTvSpurs and Paxton Road TV. What else is going on? Okay, to blame the keeper for this defeat is beyond a joke. I'm not blaming the keeper. All I'm saying is, for me, he's now getting too old to be a Prem goalkeeper. His reactions is too slow. He's not very reactive. And for the penalties, take a gamble. Come on, at least take a freaking gamble, man. Take a gamble. But you know what?
His gamble was to dive the same way each time, and they put it in the other corner every time. This is madness.
This is it.
Well, once you start seeing that the keeper's going the same way, you just put it in the other corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Or put it down the middle, you know?
Even Man City only bring in a couple of youth players. There you go, Juice Nuts. Why did Big Dave take the third penalty? Mate, honest to God, as Noel Edmonds would say, answers on a postcard, please, because...
Yeah, Maddison should have been there taking that third penalty.
He brought Maddison on for the penalty, right? So that's fair enough. Why Scarlett not stepped up, in fact? If I was Scarlett, I'd be saying, I'll take a penalty over Sanchez all day long. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember when Parrott took a penalty in the shootout against Norwich and he missed. And I don't think he's been the same player ever since. So,
true.
You know, it could be Ange protecting the youngster, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Spursy for 1-4. At least he tried more than we can say for others.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite ready to do the pilot on Sanchez. He stepped up and you know he took the penalty. It was a bad penalty, but you know where were the others? Where were the others? You know.
But maybe this is some. I don't. To be fair, I don't. I personally think penalties wasn't planned, like you said. I think they.
I mean, it's clear. I mean, no one was around Forster saying this guy goes left, this guy goes right.
Yeah.
You know, he's not. He didn't have a bottle with his nothing on. You know, it was just take your chances.
Yeah. And
that is poor preparation on behalf of the coaching staff.
Yeah, and to be fair, no urgency in the game at all. There was no flow, like you said. It's like he's just put the team out there and said, right, go and play. Let's see what they can do. And
I'll tell you what tonight was also exposed is that Son is not a 1v1 winger.
No, he's not. I know.
He's just not 1v1. He just cannot do it. I mean, he just can't get past a man. He's all right if he shifts it inside and takes a shot top corner. Yeah. But he wasn't getting those chances.
No. And
we only scored, by the way, when their right back was off getting his boot. Now, if you want to talk about amateur preparation, that's amateur preparation, by the way.
Yeah,
that they don't have spare boots on the touchline. Dear, oh dear.
I know. And I don't know, is that a wake-up call now for Ange, or is it something that Ange probably knows? You know,
I think Ange knows, but
yeah,
he couldn't think that he was going to be let down so badly.
Yeah.
By this motley crew.
But the thing is, we've said this, right? And I'm sure we'll keep saying it on streams after streams after streams. Vicario gets injured, we've got a problem with the goalkeeper. If one of our two centre-backs gets injured, we've got problems at centre-back. Now, Pedro Porro and Udogie seem to be the main two. If they get injured, we've got a problem. You take that midfield free at the moment, Basuma, Saw and Maddison, we've got serious problems. It looks like Højbjerg maybe wants to be there, doesn't want to be there. I don't know what his head's at the moment. And I said this about the wingers, not good enough. We even had some arguments on there about wingers. You're right. None of our wingers can attack anyone, right? None of them can take a player on.
I mean, it kind of makes the case for buying Brennan Johnson.
It does, but 50 million.
Well, you know,
is he an out-and-out winger?
He can play out and out, and he can go inside and he can go outside, which is what Postecoglou wants. But, you know, I said it from the moment I saw him. I couldn't believe how slight Solomon was. He's not cut out for the Premier League.
No, he's
too slight. He was bullied in that first half by Dakova Reed.
He's like Gill, isn't he? He's like Hill. He's like Brian Hill. He's lightweight. You know? Yeah. And
I think Hill's got probably more on him than
Solomon.
Yeah.
We're not even in Europe and out of a cup. First chance we get. Typical. Then you know what? This is
heartbreaking for those away fans. Horrible weather, horrible wet, drizzly night, and they just get let down by the players again.
This is it. And I'm going to say, you're not in Europe, so you've got one game, and then every now and then you're going to get the cup game in the week. You should not be making 9 changes. I don't care who you're playing, right? His press conference was, I want to win the game at all costs. I'm going to put a team out to win that game. That team that he put out today, I'm sorry, is not good enough to win a game. So,
no. We would struggle against the majority of the Premier League with that team.
And Fulham made changes as well. But they kept Palhinha in the middle. Their talisman.
They brought back the big American in the centre back as well.
Yeah.
So he negated Richarlison.
Exactly.
You know, they just they were just outschooled by Silva tonight. He was
from the stands, yeah. Outschooled from the stands. Right. I'm not going to talk anything anymore because it is what it is. Spurs, Fulham 0, Spurs 0. Fulham won 5-3 on penalties. Spurs are out of the cup in the second round. And I think that's the first time in 10, 15 years we've been knocked out so early in the cup. So there we go. A lot of responsibilities. It'll be interesting to see what Ange Postecoglou says in his press conference after the game. There's a lot of responsibilities for some of these players now. A lot of responsibilities because a lot of them already know their shit. But this is now a proper wake-up call. How many days till the transfer window closes, Sean? About 2 days?
Closes on 3 days. It closes on Friday night at 11 p.m.
Yeah. There you go. 3 days. If there's any outgoings, which probably there is,
Spencer's gone tonight.
Yeah, Spencer's gone to Leeds on loan for 1 million and whatever. There's bids in for Højbjerg. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Sanchez, there's bids in for him. There's a lot of other players that I would want to put on the bench. Dyer as well. Problem is, if we get rid of any of these, we ain't getting anyone in. And it's probably going to make the squad smaller, but it's going to weaken our team even more than it already is. So we're gonna
have 11 plus 1 or 2 maybe, and that's it.
This is it.
You cannot do a 38 game Premier League season with 11 plus 2.
No, and I think it's going to be by if we can get one more in, if we get anyone in, and then January again we're going to do what we normally do and go in January and try and buy more players. But as it stands, clearly now, you know, we're doing well in the Prem, but it's another cup, first of 2 we're out of. We've only got the FA Cup left now to go.
First of 2 realistic trophies.
Yeah, and one's gone already.
Gone on the 29th of August.
This is it. We were never going to win the league this year. Our only hopes were one of the 2 cups, and now we're just left to 1. So let that sink in, everyone, to Tottenham Hotspur fans. 1 more cup left, the FA Cup. Even the Carabao Cup, which a lot of teams are, it's only the Carabao, but we can't even get past the second round. So it is what it is. Sean, final thoughts?
A bump in the road. I'm not going to lose faith in the coach. He's had a very valuable lesson. We've had a valuable lesson on some of the players. Probably many of them we already knew anyway, but yes, we were not good enough, and we deserve to go out. I'm afraid we deserve to go out just on that first half.
Yeah, it's baffling. It's baffling, but I'm sure he'll be as much baffled, Postecoglou, as we are. Everybody else will have loads to talk about on different shows. Everybody will be talking about where it went wrong, how it could have been improved. 50 million for Mr. Johnson. Yeah, I think it's a lot of money for him. But apparently as well, if David is correct, he came off the weekend with a hamstring injury. So we could be potentially buying an injured player. So,
oh my God. Ryan Sessegnon Mark too.
Well, we don't know. So this is going to be an interesting one. Absolutely interesting to watch. Watch this space. If there's any breaking news on transfers, Paxton Road TV, PRTvSpurs will be all over it.
Have you got anything lined up for Friday night? So close the window, or
I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to play it by ear because I'm not doing a show to get rid of the players that I want to get rid of, because that's just, it is what it is. But if there's any potential news on incomings, then we might do one. But honestly, I don't think there's going to be maybe one coming in, if anything, unless now he goes knocking on that door tomorrow and says, listen, mate, I seriously need. Go and buy Amrabat for 21 million. That's his fee. Go and fucking pay 21 million pound for him.
Unbelievable. Amrabat is available.
21 million, apparently. 21 million pounds.
Dithering Daniel.
Exactly. And we was all over him last summer. Now all of a sudden we've gone cold on him. But 21 million pounds for a player of his ability, and we're not even sniffing anywhere.
He gives genuine composition to Basuma.
I know he does.
He gives us a chance of a double pivot if we need it in the games against City and that. Oh, it's just...
Absolutely. Right, forget about this. We move on to Burnley.
Gone. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. So Friday, if there's any transfer news, we'll be with it. If not, then there'll be a preview show on Friday for the Burnley game at Turf Moor. David Clark's already jumping in now. Back to normal at the weekend. Burnley 1, Spurs 4. David, join us for the preview show and you can come back with a 4-1 prediction. Yep. Make sure you join us. Thank you, everyone, in the comment section. Thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. PRTV Spurs will be moving over there, Sean. We need the numbers to go up. I know everyone's coming on there, but please just make sure you smash that like button. Pass it on to everyone, all your friends, families, everyone. Just tell the whole world Paxton Road TV Spurs is coming. It's coming at you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, Sean.
No problem, my friend.
Forget about today.
Bump in the road.
To the weekend. Postecoglou will sort these lot out. And hopefully back to winning ways against Burnley on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, so back to Saturday, I think. Yeah.
Back to Saturday, 3 o'clock. Yeah. So hopefully back to winning ways. We will see you for the preview show. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of the week. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. More developed, more developed.